2 of a 4-game series, not far from downtown St. Petersburg, Florida. We are in Tropicana Field here tonight as the Tampa Bay Rays will host the Houston Astros for Game 2. Also the second series these two teams have played. The Astros have won 3 of the first 4 games. Last night, a 1-0 victory. In the process, the Astros improved to 55-28 on the year, still leading Seattle by 3.5 games in the AL West. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another night of Astros baseball. Todd Callis alongside Jeff Blum. Blummer, still this road thing's going well for the Astros.
It's going extremely well. They didn't put up the run production we're accustomed to seeing, but they got great pitching last night to get that 11-game streak going.
When the Astros led the league in runs scored last year, one of the big keys was the bottom of their order contributing, and that's been happening lately.
Yeah, it's amazing. The Astros offense, we knew that they had a good core group of guys to start out through that 1 through 4 part in the order, but they needed some guys who could do substantial damage in the lower part. We've seen a group of guys go out there and do it. Tony Kemp is really a guy that's really shining that 9 spot. He does a great job as far as that on-base percentage is concerned, turning the lineup over and giving opportunities to the top part of that order. But on their own, they're doing a fantastic job. That average at 296, the on-base percentage is phenomenal. The RBIs have been great too. We talked about the depth, but it's also about opportunity. These guys are moving in and out. This guy right here, Jake Marisnik, is getting extremely hot during that 11-game road win streak too.
Max Stassi, a big part of that bottom third of the order, and tonight A.J. Reed's in the lineup. He's hitting 6th in his first game with the Houston Astros in 2018. We will have more as we continue on this Friday night from St. Petersburg, Florida. Garrett Cole on the mound for the Astros. He'll be opposed by Tampa Bay's Wilmer Pons. TNT Sportsnet is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees, that's transparency. And by Arctic. Overbuilt, not overpriced. When we return to Tropicana Field, Julia Morales will join us to discuss Alex Bregman and the potential he could be an all-star in 2018.
seen some other Astros start to pick up some speed and some steam as far as voting is concerned, including Alex Bregman, who's played really well all season long. Here lately, was showing off the power, but he is definitely making his case to be there at the Midsummer Classic with what he's done as far as defense, but the offense too. And one thing we've seen with him, we saw the walks. A lot of them early. He was being really patient, and like I said, really hitting for power with all the extra base hits here in that last series. But zone control is the term you're going to hear a lot when they're talking about Bregman. Some say he has the best eye on the team. It's all about discipline with Bregman. He said he made a conscious effort this offseason to be better about it. So there's drills out there, but this is really just about focus for him. And he's always been good at it, guys. Through the minors, he's always been one of the best at it, but really putting in more effort into that part of his game, and you're starting to see the results. He's looking for his pitch, and he's murdering those pitches when he gets the opportunity. He's really drawing some comparisons, though, to some of the best in the game when it comes to having an eye at the plate, right, Blummer?
Absolutely. That's great stuff on Alex Bregman, and he has gone out there in a concerted effort to get back in the zone. He has done a phenomenal job. When we talk about a guy who is a high OPS or a weighted run created type guy, it's always about Joey Votto because he is very good at getting on base, and when pitches are in the zone, he does a good job of turning pitches in the zone into hard hit baseballs. But Alex Bregman is actually better this season. Fourth as far as in-zone width percentage, but that runs created plus, that gives you an idea of how much a player is worth to a team as far as runs are concerned. The major league average player is around 100. Alex Bregman is 49 more runs better than the average Major League Baseball player. And by the way, the 23 barrels this season, that's exactly how many barrels he had last season in a full season, and we're not even in the All-Star break yet.
Been a fun time to watch Alex Bregman as he bats leadoff tonight as we check out our Astros starting lineup presented by Southwest Airlines. Bregman at the top, followed by Jose Altuve leading all of baseball in hits and in batting average. Number 3 hitter is Josh Reddick. He moves up another spot. Evan Gattis, Marwin Gonzalez, 4-5. A.J. Reed, his first start of 2018. Max Stassi, Tony Kemp, and Jake Marisnick round out your Astros lineup.
Wilmer Font starting for the Tampa Bay Rays, kind of working himself into that actual rotation, however small it is for the Tampa Bay Rays. 4 starts this season, that record at 1-3. A lot of the damage done against Wilmer Font was done with the Oakland A's.
Alex swings at the first pitch and lost one into right field. Malik Smith is there and makes the play for out number 1. Astros faced Wilmer Font as a member of the A's his first 2 appearances. And now, as Blummer said, he's kind of been named into the starting rotation after his first 4 starts were quote-unquote bullpen days. Earlier in the week, Kevin Cash making it official that Font will join Nathan Eovaldi and Blake Snell as part of their rotation. Here's Jose Altuve taking a called strike.
Yeah, he's got great numbers since coming over here to Tampa Bay. Since becoming a Ray, 1-1 with a 1.64 ERA.
Altuve got him for a home run earlier this year. Font's first 2 outings with Oakland did not go very well as he faced the Astros twice. Gave up 4 home runs during that stretch. Now is coming out of the bullpen for Oakland. Altuve into shallow right, going back on it is the second baseman who makes the play for out number 2. Willie Adames played shortstop last night. He's on the other side of the bag tonight at second base, and Altuve retired for the second out. I'll bring up Josh Reddick. Reddick had his 6-game hitting streak snapped last night, but still 11 for his last 25, hitting .440 in that stretch. Takes a fastball up and away.
Wilmer Font may have pitched his way into that rotation last time out against the Yankees. He went 5 2/3, didn't allow a run, and only 3 hits.
He's been letting that fastball go a little bit better than he did with the A's.
He's averaging 94 miles an hour on that fastball, but already in this ballgame we've seen him hit 95 a couple of times. Curveball, slider, and split to back up that fastball.
called strike to Reddick. It's 2-1.
It's good acoustics in here for the Woo Birds.
Yep, a lot of Houston fans again today. Last night they made a lot of noise towards the end of that 1-0 victory. And it's 3-1 to Reddick. Reddick batting in the third spot for the first time this season. Yuli Gurriel away. Paternity leave. Congratulations to him and Leonette Gurriel for a baby boy born today. Yuli will rejoin the team on Sunday. Reddick grounds one towards the hole. Echeverria backhands. His throw is a little wide, but Bowers maintains the bag. And Font has a 1-2-3 first. Field followed by Matt Duffy. The rookie Jake Bowers plays first base and hits third. Wilson Ramos, the catcher, is the cleanup hitter. Daniel Robertson gets a start at third base. Joey Wendell in left field. Adeiny Echeverria, the shortstop. Malik Smith in right, and Willie Adames bats ninth and plays second.
Right-hander Garrett Cole going for the Houston Astros. He has faced the Tampa Bay Rays once. That was back in Minute Maid Park. This will be the first time he pitches here at the Trop on the season. 146 strikeouts. Good for second in the American League.
Kiermaier swings to the first pitch and fouls it away.
146 strikeouts. The most by an Astros pitcher prior to the All-Star break since 1987. Mike Scott had 148 prior to the break in 1987.
Garrett has a shot to set the all-time franchise mark pre-All-Star break. Again, this is a little different year. 99 games in by the time the Midsummer Classic is played. As Kiermaier sends one high in the air to right field, Reddick will drift back to the edge of the track and put it away for out number one.
Our Best in Texas Power pitcher is brought to you by your local Ford dealers. Of course, it's Garrett Cole. How about whiffs in the zone? 149 swings and misses inside the strike zone for Garrett Cole is good for third in Major League Baseball. Fastball in the mid to upper 90s, curveball and a slider. Doing a great job pounding that zone. That's why those strikeouts are elevated for Garrett Cole this season.
Here's Matt Duffy, the DH. Takes a called strike. Duffy coming in, batting a team best .316. Good for sixth in the American League. Also leads the team with doubles with 15. Cole trailing just Chris Sale in strikeouts in the American League. And I'm going to mention his start against.
There's those 141 whiffs in the zone. Orange fastball, blue is a slider, and a curveball is in that white dot, but it just pounding the zone with all of those pitches. A lot of those fastballs up in the zone where Brent Strawn likes them, but it sets up the curveball down.
He has been living with that elevated fastball. We even saw some center cut that were swings and misses, which tells you how much ride he has on that good fastball. And we've seen him hit 100 earlier this year. Ahead of Duffy 0-2. Inside out swing, and Duffy just misses the foul line down the right field side. Duffy with good numbers this year against righties. Only HOU AT TBA has a higher batting average. Duffy batting .343 this year against right-hand pitching.
And what you just saw from Duffy is a lot of the reason why. He lets the ball travel, get deep. He's not afraid to get jammed and go the other way.
Duffy came up in what was the most critical part of the game last night. First and third, nobody out in the 8th inning of a 1-0 game. And with Kevin Kiermaier on the move, Duffy lined one to the shortstop Marwin Gonzalez, who turned a double play. Cole bounces that last pitch in there. It's 1-2. Cole checking off Tropicana Field as a stadium he's pitched in. There's only 3 remaining in the major leagues for Garrett, as he has never pitched here before and just faced the Tampa Bay Rays 2 starts ago for the first time. Slowly hit towards short. Marwin has to charge, throw on the move, and he retires Duffy for out number 2. Marwin playing shortstop again tonight. Carlos Correa going on the DL earlier in this series. The Astros are 11-0 when Marwin starts on the left side of the infield. 9-0 as a shortstop, 2-0 starting at third. Here's Jake Bauers. Bauers playing his 21st game since being called up from AAA Durham. Grounds one on the first pitch, and A.J. Reed is there. Gets his first action of 2018 as he goes unassisted to first base for the final out. 1-2-3 inning for Garrett.
TT Sportsnet SW, which Astros dugout celebration from recent years is your favorite. That is a throwback with the Springer shimmy. Still good though. Then there's the just the Conger bot by Hank Conger. There's also Hugs for Homers. This one a little more recent, thanks to Tony Kemp and Evan Gaddis going yard almost every day there for a while. And then the silent treatment for HOU AT TBA. Had to wait a long time to celebrate that first home run of the season. Please vote. We will share the winner later in the broadcast. TK.
All right, Julia, we go to the second inning. Scoreless. Evan Gaddis leads things off for the Astros. Evan, then Marwin Gonzalez, and A.J. Reed. I think I'm leaning towards the only guy that didn't play on the Astros team last year.
I'm a big fan of the Conger bot.
Even though I wasn't here,
be honest.
even though I wasn't here for it From afar, it was my favorite thing in baseball that year.
It's the most entertaining thing. Al liked the Conger bot.
Best individual home run celebration of all time.
It was incredible.
World of his own.
And he just stole the spotlight, get in the dugout, and it was just the Conger bot show.
1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. It's 1-2. It was so good that the next year when Hank Conger played for Tampa Bay, and I was working for the Rays, I asked him if he would break it out. He said, nope. That was
really?
Astros only.
Wow.
He said, only if we get to the postseason will I think about it. But no, he specifically left that one with Houston. Nice play, backhanded down the line. Robertson makes a fine play across the diamond. He can play everywhere on the infield and above average at each position.
Good play, good jump. At third base, once you get that backhand and you secure it, it's all about planting that right foot so that you can make a nice strong throw, and that's what Robertson did.
We've seen much of Daniel Robertson as he gets a start tonight at third base. Here's Marwin Gonzalez. Marwin, another one of those guys that hit a home run in that first appearance by Wilmer Font against the Astros. It was Marwin, Jose Altuve, and George Springer in that first appearance, and Derek Fisher added one in his second appearance. They're trying to get him to change that delivery a little bit when he gets to the off-speed stuff. He sometimes slows that motion down. He just threw Marwin a changeup there. Looking for that same arm speed with the fastball as the breaking stuff, and it's not always been as consistent as Wilmer Font would like. Two and one the count. Marwin coming in batting .238. Owns all his home runs as a left-hand hitter, all 6 of them.
Pat did Marwin step out, call timeout, but check out how far over on that third base side that Wilmer Font is. Can't see it from that angle, but from behind you can see that toe well off the rubber.
Ground ball on 2 hops to the second baseman, Adames. He makes the play for out number 2. Rays kind of moved him all the way to that far side of the rubber after acquiring him from Oakland, thinking that would make the off-speed stuff a little more effective. And now
basically not even in contact with it when he lets go of that baseball, trying to create that angle.
Here's A.J. Reed, his first at bat of the season. A.J. having a nice year at AAA. Swings the first pitch and pops a foul behind the Astros dugout and out of play. A.J. at AAA this year hitting .266, 18 home runs, second in the Pacific Coast League, and 67 runs batted in. A.J. turned 25 back in May. Takes a breaking ball for a strike. It's 0-2. Six at bats last year in 2 games with the Astros. Did not have a hit. Played 45 games with Houston 2 years ago. Pop up just beyond third base. Robertson being called off by Echeverria, and Danny puts it away for the final out of the inning. Wilmer Font has retired the first 6 he has faced. Astros and Rays scoreless as we head to the bottom half of the second inning. Garrett Cole, who faced Tampa Bay 2 starts ago, had a career high 5 walks in that game. Very uncharacteristic. Cole would walk the bases loaded and end up allowing 4 runs in that 7 innings of work. Facing Wilson Ramos, who right now is the leading vote getter for American League catchers. They get a chance to start that All-Star game for A.J. Hinch in a few weeks. Ramos having a nice year. 287, 11 home runs. And he drives one to center field. Jake Marisnick is there, now backs up a couple of steps. Ramos hit it hard, but at the Astros center fielder.
Ooh. Ball was hit hard. It's a good out, though.
The thing that was impressive about Cole's outing against Tampa Bay was that he really fought his command early. Walked 4 in the first 3 innings and threw 67 pitches. And you're thinking, man, Garrett Cole might only go 4 or 5 today, maybe 6, and he ended up going 7. He locked it in after that rough start. Ended up throwing 116 pitches, but only needed 49 for the last 4 innings. Here's Daniel Robertson having a nice year for Tampa Bay, taking a called strike. And he drills one over the leaping Jose Altuve. It seemed like that ball just kind of floated beyond his outstretched glove.
Yep, Jose jumped just a little bit too early. Didn't have the hang time to stay with it. I think if he would have taken one more step, he would have caught this. Broken off the end of the bat of Robertson. Jose just jumped too soon. You can kind of see him trying to stay up in the air as long as he could. Mattress Firm Super Mode is going to show you off the end of the bat. Eventually you're going to see Jose Altuve just not staying up. He was on that downward arc. Just mistimed it.
Joey Wendell takes a fastball for a ball. Wendell 1 for his last 19, broken 0 for 17 last night with a base hit in the 7th inning. That is inside and hits Wendell. I'll put 2 runners on as Cole hits Joey Wendell with the 1-0 pitch.
Seen it happen a bunch of times this year for the Astros. More often with Charlie Morton out there, but when you're trying to throw that power curveball, power slider down and in to left-handed hitters and you hold on just a little bit too long, that thing starts to bite and head right for him. It's a nice little treat to be carrying around the rest of the game.
4th hit batter of the year for Garrett Cole. Now he'll face Adeiny Echeverria. Echeverria starts the night batting .271. 3 home runs, 17 runs batted in. He was acquired last year from the Miami Marlins. Plays a spectacular defense. But right now with Willy Adames in the mix, the Tampa Bay Rays have been very honest with Echeverria, saying they'd be happy if a trade opportunity comes along to move him and let him get some playing time with a new team, because they want to see the young kids as much as possible. It's 1-1. He's coming back from a right hamstring injury from more than a week ago.
Todd was talking about that last start for Garrett Cole against these Tampa Bay Rays at Minute Maid Park, where he threw 116 pitches. It was a grind for Garrett, and the at-bats were very similar to what we're seeing right here with Echeverria. Aggressive early on, but they were tough to put away. There were a lot of foul balls in that ball game. Garrett Cole eventually getting 8 strikeouts, but he had to earn every one of them.
Foul tip caught by Max Stassi. That's a strikeout for Cole, his first of the night. 2 outs in the second.
On our MD Anderson strike zone, you can see a couple of pitches in the zone, but that was a nice slider at 89 miles an hour on that outside black. Echeverria trying to fight it off, but it stuck in Stassi's glove.
With those 147 strikeouts, Garrett Cole approaching with every strikeout the franchise record for most strikeouts before an All-Star game. 167 is the record set by Mike Scott in 1986. Cole will start the first game of the 11-game homestand, which means if you do the math, he'll get the start for the first game, the 6th game, and the 11th game. He should get 3 starts and start that final game leading into the All-Star break.
It's got to be odd for the starting pitchers all over the league this year. These guys will map out their starts, but it's got to be odd for every starting pitcher in the league, especially in the top 3 of the rotation, to look at it and realize that you're going to have so many starts before the All-Star break.
Hey, Garrett will have 20.
Usually they get, what, between 30, 35
Yep.
if they're going well and stay healthy.
Yeah, 33 is usually the number, sometimes 34. And just the way the schedule is, starting earlier in the season, only 63 games will remain when they come back from the break. So it's not quite the Midsummer Classic in terms of first half, second half. 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Cole gets Malik Smith on the slider. Back-to-back strikeouts to end the second.
The Reds going to that, a 9 tries. So he just did it himself. He hit a home run off Luis Castillo. Got on a 95-mile-per-hour fastball there. Pitched great as well, obviously. But you didn't see it in that video, guys, but he actually stumbled around second base. He said he almost broke his ankle just because he doesn't get a lot of practice. The home run trot's not something he does all the time. He has 3 career home runs, but a good memory for him. And he didn't realize he was the last to do it. He found out last night in the clubhouse and was really excited to tell everyone about it, including everyone on the bus as we headed back to the hotel. Just one of those things that he wanted to share with the entire team.
Hey, usually, Julia, you're in there after games, and usually a roar goes up if there's a phenomenal play in whatever sport they're watching, but rarely does a graphic generate a roar, and last night that was the case.
Right. Oh, he was thrilled with that. Strami got a kick out of it, too. He loved that stat.
Here's Max Stassi leading off the 3rd inning with a 1-2 count. Font misses outside for a ball, 2-2. Already a much better outing for Font against the Astros than either the previous 2 times. He lasted out of the bullpen 2 innings in his first appearance and 2 2/3 innings in his second appearance. And now he's gone through the first 6 hitters without allowing a base runner. 8 runs allowed in those previous 2 relief outings in 4 2/3 innings. Stassi with a count of 3-2. Popped high in the air behind the plate and out of play. Stassi coming in batting .250, leads all American League catchers in slugging percentage .485 and OPS at .813. He's having a nice first full season with the Houston Astros. Getting a chance to play a little more than Brian McCann lately, coming off problems with the knee, and he takes a pitch inside for ball 4. Stassi, the first base runner of the night for the Astros.
Guess what?
What?
7-hitter got on base.
Oh, see where you're going.
Here we go. We talked about it in the open.
We teased it. We teased it in the open. 7, 8, 9 getting the job done. First 6 hitters tonight, nothing.
Yep.
Here's Tony Kemp. He's been a big part of that 7, 8, 9 mix.
He's done a great job at the bottom part of the order.
352 his last 22 games with a .417 on base percentage. Takes a strike here.
.417.
Yeah,
that's impressive.
Very nice.
There's those numbers for those 7 through 9 guys since June 6th. The offense really stepping it up in that bottom third of the order. You can't sit back and just mow through them. They're going to make you work for it.
1-1 to count. The last pitch was an example of what the Rays are trying to tweak a little bit with Font, where he kind of slowed up on the breaking ball delivery. This is a guy who last year led the PCL in ERA. Started the year with the LA Dodgers. So 3 different organizations have taken a chance on Font this year. Dodgers opening day roster, and then on April 23rd he was designated for assignment. Picked up by the A's, who exactly 1 month later on May 23rd designated for assignment Wilmer Font. Ball's hit towards left field pretty well, sending Wendell back, and he will make the play on the move. Stassi will hurry back to first.
It's a great swing by Tony Kemp. But good swing last night. Only swing the Astros needed. Jake Marisnick taking a little bit of a slider at 82, down and in and out over the fence in left field. That's when Jake from Wright Farm showed up, helping out those 7 through 9 numbers.
Astros, not a whole lot of success here, though, the last few years offensively.
Oh, yeah. Looking at some of the numbers since 2015, averaging 2.83 runs a game.
Swing and a miss on the fastball at 95.
And those runs per game here at Tropicana Field since 2015.
They were 0-3 that year. 3-6 overall in the last 3 seasons here at Tropicana Field. And you have to go all the way back to 2008, the last time the Astros won a season series from Tampa Bay. They're already up 3-1 this year with a 7-game series, so needing just one more to do something that hasn't happened in 10 years. Marisnick down in the count, 0-2. Since the Astros became an American League team, Tampa Bay has the best record against them in the AL. Stassi thought about trying to break as Ramos kept that ball close enough. It's 1-2. If Font was the superstitious type, he would have been a little worried in his last start. Designated for assignment on the 23rd of April by the Dodgers, again in May on the 23rd by the A's, but this month on the 23rd he had his best start of the year against the New York Yankees and was named to the starting rotation after that.
Interesting.
Foul ball out of play.
I had no idea you were a numerologist.
I didn't know he had all those things happening on Jordan Day. But yeah, he's found a home here in Tampa Bay. Right-hander with a live arm. foul off the body of Ramos, and it stays 2-2. Jake Lately, last 13, getting the job done. A .435 batting average during that stretch. He reached base all 4 times last night. Hit by a pitch, the home run we showed you earlier, the single, and a walk. And a good AB here. Pont gets him there on the breaking ball. Strikeout number 1 for Wilmer Pont.
Good curveball. Game of Thrones night is back at Minute Maid Park on Tuesday, July 10th. Ticket package upgrades are available that include a Charlie Morton Ruler of the Realm bobblehead. Fans can also take a photo on the Iron Throne of the Seven Kings. Visit Astros.com/GOT for tickets and info.
Game of Thrones night Tuesday, which will be followed by yet another sellout for the replica ring night part 3 on Wednesday. A lot happening coming up in the final homestand of the year. Here's Alex Bregman, leadoff hitter tonight, flied out to right his first time up. A's will be in town for a 4-game series Monday through Thursday. Astros wrap up the pre-All-Star break schedule with 4 against the White Sox, 4 against the A's, and 3 against the Tigers at home. Bregman down in the count 0-2. Last night, not only did the Astros continue their road winning streak with 11 in a row, they snapped a 5-game winning streak for Tampa Bay. And the Rays had won 8 games in a row at home prior to last night's 1-0 Houston victory. Well, Tampa Bay's been playing a little better baseball lately. Just 2 games under 500 after a really slow start. 1-2 pitch misses away. It's 2-2. Popped high in the air, right field. Alex Smith has a play on it and puts it away for the final out of the 3rd. A leadoff walk and 1 man left on base.
A variety of premium seating opportunities, including club and suite levels for any group size. Visit Astros.com/suites or call 1-877-9-ASTROS to reserve your luxury suite today. TK?
All right, Julia. Friday's always a special day. Julia and AJ Hinch have their bases loaded segment, their And today was special, way up in the rafters.
Yeah, she's been getting creative, and that was a little daring today.
What happened today?
My heart rate is finally down after a very exciting but nerve-wracking trip up to the catwalk.
Yeah, you guys did a little turn on the catwalks.
I don't know about all that.
Wow.
You know, if that means gripping onto the handrails as you slowly make your way up.
You guys were intrepid going
that was early.
all the way from the D to the C to the B to the A ring.
All the way up.
There it is.
It gets warmer and warmer with each step that you take towards the top. But it was fun. Once you get it up there, it takes a second just to get comfortable with your surroundings and get used to the fact that the grates underneath you will maybe shift or move a little bit. We were good. We did our covering all the bases up there. I think we both had a little bit of nervous energy in that interview. And it was smoking hot.
Yeah, AJ in his death grip on the rail.
This one I'm well aware.
So you did the full interview at the very top there at the A ring?
Yes, both we had wide stance going.
There's no way I would ever get up there. I applaud the fact that you got AJ, convinced him to go up there and do that.
Yeah, second year in a row, Julia's been up.
Yeah, that's what's crazy is she has prior knowledge of how freaky it is up there and chose to go again.
Yeah, you gotta do it for the gram. I had to get some good Instagram stuff while I was up there.
Well, you know what you did too is that I don't know if you took over AJ's Instagram account.
No, he took a selfie on his own.
He did. Wow, I'm gonna have to get all over him about that because usually he's not. You know, he kind of plays down his selfie ability.
Well, he Adamas in the shallow center. Jake coming on, gets there for the out. Well, Adamas retired for the first out. Between you and AJ, about the same in terms of how fearful you were?
No, I think I was actually a little bit better this time around. And he talked a big game when we were on the ground. And then, you rarely see AJ rattled. You guys have been watching, you guys know him, fans out there have watched him. We've watched him manage the biggest games ever, and you rarely see this guy rattled, but he was a little bit today. Like I said, a little bit of nervous energy. He was hanging onto the railing with both arms during the interview. And if you saw the interview, I asked him about him, and he took his hands off and
called him out.
Yeah, I did call him out a little bit. It was good. He's got some great stories in every ballpark, but there was a good one here with a pop-up where he shattered the glass on one of the lights over where I'm standing. And we brought that up. It's been 20 years since that happened. It was his rookie year when he was with the A's. This place had just opened up, I believe, and so a lot of people that work here, I know Todd probably remembers too, but they remember that like it was yesterday with the glass falling onto the playing field and having a big delay during the game. So he told that story, and it was pretty good.
Yeah, he was the first one to hit the B ring, which if you hit it in foul territory, you could end up shattering a glass, is what AJ did.
Yeah, every one of those rings are in play, and the lights are attached to them, and they are in range, I should say, not in play because that doesn't go to the ground rules. But in foul territory, those lights are definitely reachable.
He said the media was all over him after that game. But one, they'd never seen it, but they had asked him if he felt like Roy Hobbs from The Natural when the glass broke.
That's an interesting question.
And he said, no, because Roy Hobbs was able to run around the bases and celebrate. I had to wait 7 minutes while they cleaned it up just so I could get back up there and strike out. Which is how that AB ended.
Jesus Colombe ended up striking out AJ Hinch in that game in '98. But yeah, everything that year was documented, and the first of this, the first of that. They originally thought when this building opened back when it was the Florida Suncoast Dome that those catwalks wouldn't come into play that much. But they couldn't be more wrong as Kevin Kiermaier strikes out. Ball popped out of Max Dassey's glove, but it was a clean swing and a miss. That's strikeout number 3 for Garrett Cole. He's retired 3 of the last 4 on strikeouts.
I'm guessing that the guy who said that baseball couldn't get up there failed physics.
It's crazy because I was here that day when they were practicing. It was John Vukovic, who is no longer with us, but a Phillies coach for a number of years after playing with Philadelphia. Von Hayes was in the outfield, and back then it was all concrete on the ground. And this is back before Tampa Bay had been even given a a franchise. It was back when, you know, Chicago was supposed to move here, and then the White Sox got a new stadium. Seattle was supposed to move here, and then the next thing you know, Safeco Field's built. San Francisco was supposed to move here, and then
White Sox,
Pac-Bell, AT&T was built. So this stadium was here and helped build 3 stadiums in other cities. But they wanted to see, you know, what would happen here. And Von Hayes in the outfield, John Vukovic hitting fungos, and everybody kept looking up at those catwalks.
That was the test?
Yeah. They wanted to see about the
But why didn't they bring in like real major league hitters to take batting practice?
Because it was all concrete. There's no field here.
You could put down a piece of turf and hit off it.
I guess. But they just wanted to see back then about whether the roof would be playable, and it was. But then everybody started looking around the catwalks, and the engineers were like, oh no, those are well out of play.
Jeez.
But guys have gotten a little stronger and bigger too since this place was built.
Steroids.
Well, this place was built about 10 years before they even had baseball. So even though the franchise is celebrating 20 years, this stadium is celebrating about.
There's been some big events here too.
Yep, Final Four.
Yeah. They had arena football here for a while, didn't they?
Concerts. They've had the Lightning played here early on.
That's right. I forgot about that.
It went from Florida Suncoast Dome to Suncoast Dome to Thunderdome when the Lightning played here, and now Tropicana Field.
So this series is just battle of the juices.
It is.
Forgot about that.
Minute Maid versus Tropicana.
Have you made the adjustment to the Minute Maid orange juice?
I have. Here's a throw down by Stassi, not in time. Duffy ends up with a stolen base. So anyway, when AJ hit the pop-up, everybody was excited because it hit a catwalk. Little did we know we'd see a catwalk hit about 10 to 20 times a year.
Yeah, now the catwalks have foul poles on them.
There's actually like a story dedicated to AJ Hinch hitting a catwalk. So it's good for Julia and AJ to get up there, because AJ threw the gauntlet down early in the season and said, I don't want to do every single Friday interview sitting on chairs in front of the dugout. So he challenged Julia, and she has not only stepped up, but she literally went to the top of the stadium.
That's great too on the road, because then you get to see she does a good job of finding some interesting spots either in the city or in the stadium to talk about too. So it kind of takes the conversation a little bit more well-rounded into baseball or some of the stadiums and cities, as opposed to just sitting down and just peppering him with Astro questions.
3-1 count to Jake Bowers, who fouls one back. It's 3-2. Duffy with the second hit of the game for Tampa Bay, stealing a base, putting himself into scoring position. Second Ray to reach second base today. Yeah, Julia asks every single Friday, how's your team so good sitting in front of the dugout? That would not be a good show. So now they
usually get one of those questions in there somehow. Because they are so good.
Yep.
He's great though. I mean, his storytelling is always really good. And I usually try to tie in something to maybe something that's gone on or something that's happened to him or one of his players. So I try to get creative that way. But we've got a few more things up our sleeves. But you know, remember last year when he first said, you know, let's get out. I'm not afraid. Bring it, you know, whatever it is that you come up with. And I had to do his workout at Minute Maid Park. That was one of the first Friday sessions that we did kind of outside of the, the warning track area. And I didn't regret it. I mean, that was really fun for him to show us his route that he runs around ballparks and things like that. But that's kind of how this whole thing got started. So it's been fun. We'll see where it goes.
Powers fouling off a couple of pitches. Just 20 games into his big league career, Bowers has walked 15 times. He's really shown a solid plate discipline and able to foul off a couple of two-strike pitches here from Garrett Cole. And now he draws another walk. Breaking ball stayed upstairs. Tampa Bay putting 2 runners on here with 2 outs in the third.
I feel like a couple of foul balls maybe forced Garrett Cole into throwing that breaking ball in that 3-2 count.
Here's Wilson Ramos. He hit the ball hard his first time up, lining out to Jake Marisnick. First walk issued by Cole. He has hit a batter and starts off Ramos with a strike. Wilson looks back at Vic Carapaz and says, "Are you sure?" Now Cole ahead 0-2. So far, 3 strikeouts, a couple hits allowed, a walk and a hit batter. A line drive off the bat of Ramos, by far the hardest hit ball for either side tonight. Coming off his bat at 108.5. One and 2 the count. Two and 2. Mentioned Cole checking off Tropicana Field as his 27th of the current stadiums that he's pitched in. He's pitched in the last 2 stadiums in Atlanta, so 28 overall. Still hasn't pitched at Target Field in Minnesota. Has not pitched at Rogers Center in Toronto, and has not pitched at Oriole Park and Camden Yards in Baltimore. So those are the last 3 as Garrett makes his first tour of the American League. 2-2 pitch hit hard to right field, going back. Reddick still back, and he makes the catch, running on to the warning track for the final out of the 3rd. Ramos has hit the ball hard twice, has nothing to show for it. We are still scoreless. It is Jose Altuve at Tropicana Field. Blummer mentioned as a team, the Astros have struggled to score runs here the last few seasons, but Altuve himself has been dynamic here in St. Petersburg. .395 average and an OPS over 1,000, including 3 home runs. Altuve even put one up on the catwalk last year. Jose with an 8-game hitting streak coming in, adding .385 during that stretch. And he misses the breaking ball from Wilmer Font. Jose popped up his first time up. since May 25th, Blummer.
Some huge numbers. Batting average on the road 441, overall 412. Had a great homestand last time out there, but these slugging numbers, I mean, that one right there, 691 slugging on the road. It's a big number.
Grounds one towards short. Echeverria makes the play for out number one. Astros still do not have a hit tonight against the guy that they faced and hit hard earlier in the season. Homer Font just one walk, the only base runner he's allowed. And now he'll face Josh Reddick, who grounded out to short his first time up. It's amazing what Altuve has done the last couple of seasons on the road. Showed you this year. Last year was pretty much the same thing, as he hit much better away from Minute Maid Park. Reddick's the one guy who hits better at home than on the road. He's one of the few Astros that has done that the last two seasons. Maybe the only one in their regular lineup. 2-0. 2 2/3, 3 home runs in his outing the first time against Houston. Then the second time around, gave up 5 earned runs and another home run.
Those were some prodigious blasts too.
Well, Font was really giving up a lot of home runs early in the season. He's given up 12 on the year, but only 2 since joining Tampa Bay.
We talked about the adjustments, just letting him go out there and throw that fastball as hard as he can. Maybe some adjustments. There's a changeup at 92 miles an hour. But at the same time, moving to that third base side, that extreme. Rumor has it he was doing that when he won that ERA title in PCL. So getting back to somewhere where he is actually comfortable, but that creates a tough angle.
On the ground to short. Second time Reddick has hit the ball on the ground the other way. Echeverria making the play both times. Turned 28 earlier this season and began his career with the Texas Rangers, and then was out of professional baseball in terms of being with an affiliated team for a season before picked up by Toronto. And we mentioned earlier, pitching for his 3rd team this season, Dodgers, A's, and now the Tampa Bay Rays. Here's Evan Gattis. He grounded out his first time up. Gattis takes a strike. Fastball's been firm tonight, coming in at 95 on that first pitch to Gattis. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Fastball 97 as he blows it by Gattis. 3-pitch strikeout to end the 4th. 2 strikeouts for Font in a 1-2-3 inning. as Garrett Cole will face Daniel Robertson, Joey Wendell, Adeiny Echeverria. 5, 6, and 7 in the Tampa Bay lineup. Robertson singled into right center field his first time up and takes a pitch outside for ball 1. Astros starting the night with 55 wins. They are 55 and 28. That is the second best record in all of baseball, trailing just the Boston Red Sox, who have the same number of wins and 1 fewer loss. Slowly hit towards third. Tough play. Bregman tries the bare hand. No chance. A little soft ground ball hit for Robertson, who's now 2 for 2.
Do or die for Alex. On this turf, you get a pretty good hop, but he got a little firm with that right hand, and it bounced out pretty quick.
I know the turf has changed through the years. When you were here, did it play pretty fast?
Yes, extremely fast. And the worst part about it was the lip between the dirt and the infield, right along there. It was it wasn't flush to the dirt. A little bit of a lip, so it created some issues with some of the hops.
Robertson on the move. Ground ball past the diving Marwin Gonzalez. Robertson will go first to third on the base hit by Wendell. And Tampa Bay has back-to-back hits and a rally here with nobody out.
Marwin was moving on that. Curveball stayed up out over the plate. You saw Max Stassi. Look, that's why the base runner was taking off. So Marwin was on the move coming in to cover second. And in doing so had to change direction. And by the time he could, it got by him. So a good job. I know that Wendell's been struggling a little bit. And sometimes when you get a guy struggling, you'll put guys in motion to try and create some space out in the infield or force them to put the ball in play. And put the ball in play on the ground hard, just like Joey Wendell did. Worked out.
Now Cole will face Adeiny Echeverria. He struck Echeverria out the first time. Infield stays back in the middle. And Echeverria takes a called strike. Cole was able to strike out both Echeverria and Malik Smith, the next 2 hitters in the second inning. He would look for the same here, or something popped up on the infield with this first and third nobody out situation. On the hands, grounded foul. Echeverria down in the count 0-2, and you know Cole will go for a strikeout in this situation. .44 strikeouts per 9 coming in, has 3 tonight. That was a long set position.
Statuesque.
I've seen guys alter their times to home plate out of the stretch, but that was extreme.
Yeah, in an 0-2 count, he's not trying to see if Joey Wendell's going to flinch over there at first base.
Maybe that was his way of getting a different sign. Ended up going with fastball at 97, but missed up. It's 1-2. In the air, center field, plenty deep enough to score Robertson. Marisnick still going back. He's near the wall, and he makes the catch and now drops it. And no catch is called. Everybody's safe as Jake had it momentarily, then lost it after colliding with the wall. Tampa Bay takes a 1-0 lead.
This ballpark here in Tropicana Field with that kind of off-white colored roof You have got to keep your eyes on that baseball the entire time, so I'm sure Jake wasn't able to take the route he wanted to. Opens up, but you can see him keeping his eyes, a little bit of a peek. Watch the ball come out of the top of the glove. In the glove, snow coned, and then the impact on the wall, knocking it out.
Now you are absolutely right. With the color of this roof and with the catwalks, almost every outfielder that plays here says it is pretty dangerous to leave that ball in flight, even if you're looking for the wall or the track. Smith around the bunt. Malix gets it down. Stassi will make the play to first. That advances both Wendell to third and Echeverria to second.
Nice play by Max.
Now bring up Willie Adames. 2 runners in scoring position, and the Astros will bring the infield up tight.
You're a little surprised to see Wendell only get to second base on that fly ball to center. Is he going back to tag up?
Yeah, he was confused because he thought Jake caught it. And then he ended up changing direction midway between first and second. Jake thought he caught it for a while. Ball jarring it loose. Oh, they're giving Jake an error on that?
Wow.
I already marked it down as a hit.
Not sure if you could hear it, but there's a phone ringing in the background, and it's Echeverria's agent calling Major League Baseball.
That's a home player losing a hit and an RBI on a ball that was not an easy play.
Not an easy play at all. Keep an eye on Wendell in the right-hand part of your screen. Going, stopping, going. Tough read.
Big strikeout there for Garrett, getting Willie Adames. That's 2 outs in the inning, and if Garrett can get through this with just 1 run allowed, that'll be a nice job.
No, that would be huge. But Garrett Cole has the stuff to work out of some of these issues and the traffic that he has. Kind of dropped down a little bit on that slider. Gosh, that thing is just turbo. There are times you can really tell when Garrett Cole is kind of annoyed with situations and goes at hitters with malicious intent.
Here's Kevin Kiermaier. Ground ball towards short. Marwin on 2 hops. Knows he has to be quick. The throw is low, and it gets by A.J. Reed. 2 runs will score. And the Rays now lead this game 3-0.
There's nothing Marwin could do on this. Ball jumped out in front of home plate, created a long hop. Marwin didn't have a chance to go out there and try and get that short hop, so he had to put himself in a good position to throw. I felt like he did. Yanked it just a little bit. A.J. Reed in his first start of 2018, unable to come up with a tough pick.
Well, the Astros charged with their 2nd error of the inning. And that'll bring up Matt Duffy.
Another look at that throw from Marwin Gonzalez on our mattress from Supermo. Hit him right in the heel of the glove. Never got in there.
Swinging a foul tip. 0-1 the count. So in this inning, 2 hits, 2 errors. The last one and the first one costing Garrett Cole runs.
Gosh, and Garrett Cole did everything he could to get out of that inning.
Now it's 0-2. You can tell Garrett is not real thrilled with this inning so far. Also, we've seen that pitch count go up a little bit this inning. It's up to 67 now. Runner on the move and a foul ball. Duffy 1 for 2, singled his last time up. One of the things the Astros have done very well all year long is play clean defense. helped this best pitching staff in baseball's not only ERA but overall runs allowed. But tonight, in this inning, the defense committing 2 errors. One of them I still think needs to be changed. The 2 pitch just misses the edge at 97. It's 1-2. Astros 30 errors coming in, the fewest in all of baseball. Runner on the move again, and Duffy does not go. Stolen base for Kiermaier. That's his 4th of the season. Swing and a miss. He gets Duffy with the slider to end the inning. 3-run score, all unearned, but Tampa Bay leads 3-0. Summer camp, players reveal their inner superhero, and the Astros look beyond the AL West. All that and more on the brand new Astros Bases Loaded tomorrow at 5 o'clock. That's right, 5 o'clock, Max, only on AT&T Sportsnet. Max Mejia.
He is good people.
Puts together a lot of those videos you see during the course of our broadcast.
He is an editor for us at AT&T Sportsnet and does a phenomenal job. Some of those opening teases and montages that you see, they're kind of voiced by Todd or done by that guy right there.
The movie commercials we did with Brownie and the popcorn. Here's Marwin Gonzalez leading off the 5th inning. Astros down 3-0, still looking for their first hit. And Wilmer Font delivers a strike. One of those 3 runs allowed by Garrett Cole last inning was earned. Echeverria's fly ball that was not handled by Jake would have been deep enough to score the run. Marwin grounded out to second his first time up. First 2 times against Houston, 10 hits in 4 2/3 innings allowed by Wilmer Font. Tonight, none through 4. Fastball way up high. It's 2-1. Font's gone as many as 5 2/3 innings in his last start and threw 80 pitches. That was a season high. One pitch is fouled out of play. Astros not only do not have a hit, they really haven't hit the ball on the line in too many outs. Tony Kemp hit the ball hard the other way. He has limited the Astros tonight to just one walk so far. Josh Reddick's the only one that's hit on more than 95 miles an hour tonight. Breaking ball called, third strike. Marwin frozen on the breaking ball. That's 3 strikeouts for Font, 1 in each of the last 3 innings.
Not a phenomenal breaking ball, but enough to lock up Marwin Gonzalez. I think with the left-handed hitter up there, it's typically fastball changeup. But a good job by Font mixing it up and coming with that breaking ball.
Here's A.J. Reed. Grounds one slowly towards second. Adames has it. And Reed is retired on 1 pitch for out number 2 in the 5th.
Yeah, a little bit of a rollover. I'm talking about that angle that Font is creating by being way over on that third base side of the rubber. We're going to try and give you a little bit of an idea of that angle that he's trying to create. So if he's in the middle part of the rubber, pitch is going to come straight at you. But being over here on this side, he's going to create that little bit of an angle, and sometimes that can be a little bit tough for right-handed hitters to stay on, especially on that inside corner when they're bringing 95 miles an hour. But the first instinct for a right-handed hitter with a guy moved that far over to the third base side is to open up that front shoulder and clear space. Maybe that happens. This would be a great angle, because basically a right-handed hitter, it feels like it's coming right at that front shoulder, so he feels like he has to open it up. And then all Font does is yank that slider across the plate.
He's a big guy, 6'5", 240. And tonight he has been much different than what the Astros saw earlier with the Oakland A's.
Well, I felt when we saw him with the Oakland A's, they were taking great swings at him. That tells me that they're seeing the pitch well, and that the pitch is flattening out in the hitting zone because they were teeing off on him.
Since the adjustments he's made with Tampa Bay, he has an ERA of 1.64 coming into tonight and a 177 batting average against. So it's been a whole different story for Wilmer Font with this organization than his previous 2 this year. That's one of those pitches that sometimes you just see him slow up with the motion on off-speed stuff, and it's now 2-2. It's still a work in progress, but he's done a nice job tonight. Stassi's drawn the only walk. He's been the only base runner for Houston in this game. Max stays alive. Font began his big league career with the Texas Rangers. That was back in the 2012-2013 season. He appeared 5 times out of the Rangers bullpen and was out of organized baseball completely in 2015. Pitched in the Can-Am Association of Professional Baseball. There's a line drive down the right field line, and the Astros have their first hit, and it'll go for extra bases. Takes a funky hop out there in the corner, and into second goes Stassi with a double.
That was a good job by Max keeping that front shoulder closed. Let that ball travel, shoot it the other way. It was nicely done.
So see if the Astros can get one of the runs back here with 2 outs. Tony Kemp will bat. He lined to left his first time up. Kemp sends one high in the air into left center field. Playable. Kiermaier calls off Wendell. And that'll do it for the Astros in the 5th. 1 hit, 1 man left on base. Rooms to go. Huge savings on living rooms, bedrooms, and more during our Hot Buy sale. By Ram Trucks, built to serve. And by Jack in the Box. Try the $4.99 Jack Spicy Chicken with toasted sourdough. Astros and Rays head to the bottom half of the 5th inning. Houston picking up the first hit of the game in the top half of the 5th, but Tampa Bay leads 3-0. Couple of errors in the last inning caused Garrett Cole to allow 3 runs. One of them was earned, as he'll now face Jake Bauers to start the bottom half of the 5th inning and miss outside for ball 1. 3, 4, 5 due up in the Tampa Bay lineup. Bauers has grounded out to A.J. Reed and also drawn a walk. Three on the right side against the 22-year-old first baseman. Sends one in the air to center. Jake goes back, has a play, and puts it away for out number 1. Well, Bauers retired for the first out of the 5th. Garrett Cole, we mentioned, if everything stays as is now, will pitch that final game of the homestand right before the All-Star break. And if you pitch in that Sunday game before the All-Star break, you're not available to pitch in the All-Star game. Certainly Garrett's numbers would lead you to believe that he would be a strong candidate to be on A.J. Hinch's staff and Brent Strom's staff in that All-Star game. He gives up a hit here to Ramos, who's hit the ball hard 3 times and has his first hit.
Absolutely.
So if that's the case, you still can be named to the team. You get to doff your cap, and enjoy all the All-Star festivities. Just
and a bonus.
And a little bonus was always nice. Just unable to pitch if you go on that final day before the break.
You have 3 guys out of the rotation that you could argue deserve spots on that team.
No doubt. I think Charlie Morton's Justin Verlander could be the starter for the American League.
Yeah, he very well may end up being that guy.
And then Charlie Morton deserves strong consideration. And Garrett Cole as well. Blake Snell on the other side, we'll see him in the series. He could very well be on A.J. Hinch's staff as well. 1-1 the count to Daniel Robertson. Robertson 2 for 2 tonight. An infield hit his last time up. Line drive caught by Altuve in the air. Altuve with a nice play, trying to double up Ramos. Cole gives up a line drive out there.
Altuve came up firing after he caught that line drive. He had his back to first base, but thrown over there just in case. A rocket to his left.
Joey Wendell takes a strike on the inside corner. Wendell's also been on base a couple of times, hit by a pitch, singled and scored a run his last time up. Ground ball chopped towards Altuve. 2 big hops. Jose able to make the play, and Garrett Cole gets through the 5th. It's still 3-0 Tampa Bay.
is presented by HEB. Kevin Kiermaier yesterday did a great job flying across center field to make a great play, a 5-star play according to StatCast. But Jake Marisnick matched him earlier in the season off of Giancarlo Stanton's line drive to right center field. Both guys traveling just over 60 feet in just over 3.5 seconds and laying out. Jake Marisnick making a phenomenal play.
Two of the best in center field in the game today, Kevin Kiermaier and Jake Marisnick. Jake continues to move up all those defensive rankings, and Kiermaier leads in defensive runs saved in the major league since 2015, despite spending a lot of that time on the DL. Kiermaier, Platinum Glove winner earlier in his career. Jake leads off in the top of the order for the Astros. What we're learning with our StatCast 5-star catches, Blummer, is it pays off to have speed and not get to the wall to make a catch.
Yeah, we found that out at Minute Maid Park. It's just tough. I know it's tough for them to quantify those types of things, but we've seen so many good plays made up against the wall, especially that one that Jake made in left center field when he got up and over Josh Reddick to make that play to help out Charlie Morton. I mean, there's got to be a little extra fear factor or something involved in the metrics to give these guys credit for laying out and going up into walls or up and over walls.
Now, we were told in the offseason that was something that they were trying to improve, is factoring in the fences. And I still think that has a little ways to go, because certainly Jake deserved a 5-star catch on that play in the left center field earlier in this last homestand.
Absolutely. But this one hurt the Astros, but Grichuk does a great job getting to the wall and then elevating. And that was a 90% catch probability, yet he robbed a 3-run home run. But this is the big one for me. You talk about the sprint speed, covering distance, and elevating. To be able to time and just throw your body into the wall to make a play like that should get a little bit better than a 65% catch probability.
Yes, if you give some center fielders 100 chances at that ball in the left center field off Justin Smoak's bat, it will not be caught 65 of those 100 times.
Yeah, but Jake Marisnick, 65% of the time, he catches it every time.
Josh Reddick was going after that ball too, and he ended up not scaling the wall quite as high, so Jake went up over Spider-Man on the wall.
Have they made a poster of that yet?
They will.
That was very posterizing of Josh Reddick.
That will happen. I would say by the next homestand you may see something. Leadoff walk to Marisnick and a visit at the mound with the pitching coach Kyle Snyder, and for the first time tonight Tampa Bay will get bullpen action going. Mentioned Pott threw 80 pitches in his last appearance, and that was the most he's thrown all year long. Bregman has flied to right a couple of times. Jake has 2 steals in 3 attempts, and after diving back that first time with the mound visit having been completed, Jake puts on a little wrist guard for his left hand. Diego Castillo warming up in the Tampa Bay bullpen.
Alex has been extremely hot of late, especially in the month of June, doing a great job in comparison to who will probably be your all-star third baseman is Jose Ramirez. Jose Ramirez is putting up some strong power numbers, but Alex Bregman in the month of June making a very strong statement at third base in the American League.
Yeah, I would say he's pretty much played himself onto the team. You would hope he would get the votes. Maybe not as a starter, but certainly as a backup to Jose Ramirez.
Yeah, he's definitely thrust himself into that second spot. Jose Ramirez has been doing it all season long, but Alex Bregman in a short amount of time has really jumped back into the mix.
Takes a pitch for a strike. It's 0-1. Font very concerned about Marisnick on first. That was the first pitch he delivered to Bregman after a few throwovers. Alex with a 4-game hitting streak, including tonight. He's 10 for his last 19. Takes a pitch outside. It's 1-1. Font works much more quickly when he does not have a runner on.
Barely noticed.
Alex did have a couple of doubles against Font earlier this year against the A's. Now it's 2-1.
Doing a really good job laying off some tough pitches on that outside corner. That second pitch you saw on our MD Anderson strike zone, just on that outside edge, was a big breaking ball. Alex held his ground, watched it for pretty good ways before he decided to lay off it. But a good thing he did, because he eventually worked himself into this 2-1 count.
Three and one. All of a sudden the zone has become a little bit challenging for Font in this inning. Walk Marisnik now down in the count, 3-1 to the red hot Alex Bregman. We've talked often about Bregman's zone control, and actually Kevin Cash is concerned with something with Wilmer Font, and he is going to go out to the mound and bring a trainer with him.
That's not good at all. The numbers on the scoreboard definitely wouldn't dictate the fact that they need to come out and check on Wilmer Font. But a little bit of a grimace, grabbing that lat, maybe underneath in that right armpit area, but that's usually up underneath there is where that lat issue comes in.
Trying to look at what that last pitch was. He threw a fastball, Blummer, and we've seen him 95, 96, 97. That last fastball came in at 87.
And it wasn't the changeup, and a lot of times that lat, if you can't extend, that tells you that he's trying to favor. Watch him, the arm kind of cuts it off.
Yep.
And Wilson Ramos imploring him to make a better delivery, but I don't think he actually understood that it was something going on underneath the arm of, or on the back of Wilmer Font.
So you have a case here where there is an injury, which means Castillo could have as much time as he needs to warm up, but he was already warming up, so this might not be a long break. We'll come back after this in a 3-0 game. And at bat, Alex Bregman with a 3-1 count.
Good time to sit fastball. Diego has a very good one, averaging almost 97 miles an hour on it. Then he has a power slider, 2-pitch pitcher, making his 10th appearance on the season.
3-1 pitch. Alex was ready for it, but pulled it foul. So Wilmer Font leaves the game after 5 innings, plus he walked Jake Marisnik. He would be responsible for Bregman if Bregman draws a walk here. Bregman pops a foul towards the Tampa Bay dugout, and just a couple rows behind the dugout.
Not too often you have one AB and face 2 pitchers.
Right. Well, Font was pitching very well. coming off a great outing against the Yankees where he went 5 2/3 scoreless. He had limited the Astros to just 1 hit and a couple of walks through 5 innings in this game. That ball's driven deep to left center field. Bregman tagged this one all the way back and gone. Alex Bregman, stay hot. Another home run for Bregman, his 15th on the year. And the Astros back within a run.
Man, that ball was crushed. He said, command the zone, get pitches inside of it, and then just punish it. Fouled off. The pitch before is really the toughest pitch of that AB. Spoiled that slider from Castillo and then earned the fastball back inside the zone and annihilated it. 28 RBIs this month for Alex Bregman. 104.7 miles an hour off the bat, estimated 414 feet.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That is not an area that's often hit here at Tropicana Field. That little party deck area, which is now the Rumfish party deck area. It used to be Duckies when Evan Longoria played here. Here's Jose Altuve with a 1-0 count. Coming into this month, both Jose Cruz Sr. and Jimmy Wynn held the record for the Astros for the most RBIs in the month of June with 29. Evan Gattis has already broken the record with 30 this month. Now Alex Bregman saying, hold my Gatorade, I'm right behind you guys.
Yeah, watch your back.
All of a sudden this game's a 1-run game.
Gets him into 51 RBIs on the season.
Breaking ball past Castillo, but the second baseman Adames is there. Altuve grounds out for out number 1.
Alex Bregman on that home run. Our match from Supermo shows you that 4-seam fastball center cut. And Alex Bregman gets that foot down and just puts all that energy into that front foot, extending through that swing. And I was watching Kiermaier. Kiermaier is a guy we've talked about that can make some 5-star catches. He barely moved. He recognized off the bat that that was going to be a pretty good bomb.
Now here's Josh Reddick. One bounces in there. Well, even, I mean, Castillo's been having a nice year for Tampa Bay, but even just to see anybody else the way Font was going was going to be a boost for the Astros.
How about, would you believe me if I told you that this is the 14th game the Astros have played here since 2015, and that is the 13th home run they've hit here. Keep in mind, they're on the road.
Yep. But not a lot of overall extra base hits. No triples, just a few doubles in that stretch. Here's Josh Reddick with a 1-1 count. Well, Alex now tied for the team lead in home runs. Three-way tie with Evan Gattis and George Springer. Ball into left field, playable for Wendell. That's out number 2. It's time to play Name That Astro, brought to you by Nissan. Who am I? Native Houstonian. Deadline deal, ring 'em up. Native Houstonian, deadline deal, ring 'em up. If you know your answer, or want to challenge us with a guess, send it to @ATT Sportsnet SW. Here's Evan Gattis, 0 for 2 tonight. Gattis takes a pitch for ball 1. 2-0 the count. Bregman a 2-run home run, getting the Astros back in this game. All of a sudden, Alex up to 15 home runs not that long ago going into the Kansas City series. Alex had 8. 97-mile-an-hour swing and a miss. It's 2-1. We're going to have to adjust our projections on Alex Bregman. We thought, 20, maybe 22.
Yeah, solid year.
Up to 15 now. We're just past the halfway mark. High pop-up just beyond the infield. And playable for Adames, who puts it away.
Alex with a big swing, Font out of the game and Castillo in, and he got a center cut fastball, a high exit velocity when that baseball gets in the zone. Get the Astros back into this ball game, 3-2 Tampa Bay.
Order for Tampa Bay, Danny Echeverria, Malik Smith, and Willie Adames. Echeverria fouls one back. Danny struck out, reached on an error, was credited for an RBI though, as the ball was deep enough for a sacrifice fly. And now the count's 0-2. Astros committing 2 errors in the 3-run 4th inning for Tampa Bay. Cole with 5 strikeouts, 2 in the second, 1 in the third, 2 more in the fourth. Echeverria checks his swing there. Garrett continuing to pile up the strikeouts at a rate we've never seen before in his career. Just missed the edge there. Until Garrett was looking for the call from Vic Carapazza. Instead, it's 2-2.
Become pretty accustomed to Max Stassi getting those calls, but not getting it right there.
Towards the stands, Reed near the crowd, and it's about 4 rows deep. Garrett Cole has never averaged more than 1 strikeout per inning. This year, he is averaging over 12 strikeouts per 9. counts 3-2.
This Tampa Bay team has really made Garrett Cole work.
On the ground, Marwin is there to his left. Makes the play for out number 1.
The Astros' new World Champions commemorative brick program gives you the option to customize a brick that will line champions' walkway at Minute Maid Park. For details and info, visit astros.com/bricks today.
A lot of Astros fans at Tropicana Field. Not only tonight, but last night as well. 4-game series. Tonight, game 2. Smith towards left. Tony Kemp drifts back a little bit. Makes the play for out number 2. Alex Smith flies out for the second out. Garrett in his 16 starts with the Astros this year has only lost 1 game himself, and the team in his 16 starts is a highly impressive 14-2. The 2 losses when Garrett Cole's been on the mound, one of them the Astros were shut out in a game against the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim on April 23rd. And the other one, Cole was ready to pick up the win against the Cleveland Indians, but the bullpen could not hold a 5-run lead in the 9th at Progressive Field in Cleveland. Check swing, but a foul ball from Adames. It's 1-1. Night off for George. Carlos Correa on the DL, and Yuli Gurriel away from the team until Sunday on paternity leave. So not the typical Astros lineup tonight with those 3 all missing. In the dirt, 3-2. Saw Garrett Cole early in the year pick up big strikeout games. Started out his Astros career with 11, 11, 14. Ended the month of April with a dozen more against Oakland. And then that stellar performance, best pitching performance of the year, with 16 strikeouts in Arizona. Since that start, we have not seen him reach double digits, although consistently between 7, 8, 9, just 1 start with less than 7. Time to name that Astro, brought to you by Nissan. Native Houstonian deadline deal, ring 'em up. Scott Kazmir attended Cy Falls High School, traded to Tampa Bay for Victor Zambrano, and led the American League in strikeouts in 2007. Came down to his final start of the year here at Tropicana Field, as he was crowned the AL strikeout king that year.
He was good out of that left hand. That slider was filthy.
Really good stuff.
I had 2 4-strikeout games that I can remember. One was in Wrigley Field, one was here, and it was against, I think I had 3 of them against Scott Kazmir. I just could not figure out how to connect with that slider down and in. He kept getting me with it.
No, he could pick up strikeouts by the bunches, and then was moved from Tampa Bay to the Angels, and his career became a pretty interesting story. He went all the way down and came back again. Kevin Kiermaier with a count of 2-0. You saw Colin McHugh warming up, first bullpen action of the night for the Astros, as Cole approaches 100 pitches, and now it's 3-0 on Kiermaier.
I want to say the Astros traded Daniel Mengden for him, getting him from the A's.
4-pitch walk to Kiermaier, putting runners on first and second with 2 outs. Back-to-back walks issued by Garrett. He walked 5 Rays the first time he faced Tampa Bay, which was a career high, and now he's walked 3 tonight, and he'll get a visit from Brent Strom. 3 straight starts where Cole's walked 3 batters or more. He's also hit a batter tonight. One other game, Cole struck out as few as 5 this year. Came in his 4th start with the Astros against Seattle. He has 5 tonight. Here's Matt Duffy, 1 for 3, single back in the 3rd. Cole ahead 0-1. Duffy over his last 27 games hitting at .337. Has the average on the season up to .316. Foul back, it's 0-2. Duffy was acquired in the trade with San Francisco, with Matt Moore going to the West Coast. And now with Evan Longoria also moving to San Francisco, allowing Duffy to take over at 3rd base. Today he's DHing. The 0-2 pitch foul back. Cole knows this will be his final inning. Wants to make sure he finishes strong. Sitting at 101 pitches in a 1-run game. And Duffy fouls the 0-2 pitch away.
Talked about Garrett Cole's in-zone whiff percentage, creating that swing and miss inside the strike zone. It's been a tough night for him. A lot of foul balls being put in play. In this game, only 10 swings and misses on all of his pitches. Now 102 pitches into the game.
Line drive caught by Jose Altuve to end the 6th inning. Altuve got up and stayed up this time for the final out.
In baseball, like life, timing is everything, and Jose Altuve timed it perfectly.
On demand, at home, in the office, or on the go with MLB.tv. Your subscription does include MLB At Bat Premium, allowing you to watch live baseball on your favorite supported devices. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details. Here's Marwin Gonzalez leading off. Marwin has grounded out and struck out tonight, facing Diego Castillo for the first time. Wilmer Font left after 5 innings, plus pitching to 2 batters in the 6th. First pitch misses to Marwin. It's 1-0. It'll be Marwin, A.J. Reed, Max Stassi. Astros down 1 thanks to the 2-run home run by Alex Bregman last inning. Marwin slices one towards left. Long run for Wendell. He'll get there and put it away for out number 1.
Time to get out and play. It's presented to you by Toyota.
Oh, gosh.
And we're going to have some flashbacks of our good friend now, Todd Callis. I didn't know this is how you put your makeup on. Some of the adventures in the American League East. Todd Callis roughing it through the elements. I'm not buying that. It had to be about, what, 75 degrees right there. You were freezing.
Not a fan of the cold.
TK, the GOAT.
Yeah. Must have been Starsky and Hutch night.
Wait, we've got to keep rolling on that video.
There's more.
No, we're good.
There's more.
Nicely done. We got a batter.
There's more.
We got a batter plate. A.J. Reed popped up and grounded out.
Nothing to see here. Moving on.
A.J. cues one foul.
Oh, good time. Foul ball. Got to get into the ball. Put in play. What do we got? Anything? Yeah. That's my man. TK chilling out in the hot tub in Arizona. Showing off that man sweater.
Looking at that tank, there's something TK's done that I've got my eye on for next season.
I've been in the Rays tank. Not just on the edge. Actually
all the way
inside the Rays tank.
Challenge accepted.
Yes. Next year, A.J. Hinch and Julia on Fridays, bases loaded from the Rays tank.
Well, are you going to go in the tank like with Todd and reenact what happened last time he was in there? Because
it worked so well the first time.
Yeah, maybe they'll get it right this time. TK, you pushed your.
Yeah, someone from the Florida Aquarium.
You dunked him in there.
Yep. Just took a little bath with the cow-nosed Rays out there. Here's Max Stassi with 2 outs and nobody on. Stassi, the one Astro who's been on base a couple of times tonight. He walked and also doubled down the right field line. Houston's been limited to 2 hits. Wilmer Font for 5, and now Diego Castillo in his 2nd inning of work. Check swing foul. It's 1-2. Word from the clubhouse from Tampa Bay. Wilmer Font has a right lat strain. Will be further evaluated tomorrow. Two and two the count to Stassi.
I always like to see the Astros battle back and win games late, but if they come back and win this game late, I am petitioning to have that be the rally video.
No.
Of you in the jacuzzi.
It's a 1-run game. It's nothing epic.
Oh, but that was.
It's 2 and 2. Excuse me, it's 3 and 2.
It got you flustered.
Yeah, no, we're good. Came to Tropicana Field, saw the video. You can find that other one with the Rays tank. It's somewhere on Google. Went in there with full waders on. 3-2 pitch, nicely done as Castillo dots it up on the inside corner. He freezes Stassi for a strikeout and picks up 2 in the inning. So we head to the bottom of the 7th inning with the score Tampa Bay 3 and the Astros 2. Let's send it to Kevin Eschenfelder and Mike Stanton in our rooms to go lounge as we head to the bottom of the 7th.
voting. And following at ATT Sportsnet SW, which Astros dugout celebration is your fave. This is a good one. Votes split out over the 4 choices that we given you, but the silent treatment wins. That went on forever. Still going, still going. Oh, I like that he celebrated by himself. Most guys just keep it cool, go sit down, take their gloves off. Not Altuve.
What if Altuve went in there and did the Conger bot and the silent treatment at the same time? That would have been incredible.
Yeah, Congerbot finishing 3rd tonight.
Wow. I thought Conger had a bigger impact.
Jake Bauers leads off, new pitcher for the Astros. Colin McHugh takes over after 6 innings from Garrett Cole.
Yeah, Colin's got some good numbers coming out of that bullpen. Again, it's the velocity. That last pitch, 93, painted on that outside corner, has been very good. But we've also seen that curveball located early in counts. Then the slider. That's a pitch we haven't seen in a while. A cut fastball from Colin McHugh trying to backdoor.
Bauers 0 for 2 with a walk. Doesn't chase there. It's 2-2. 6 innings tonight for Garrett Cole. Allows 5 hits, 3 runs. One of those 3 was earned. Guys during the break mentioning the error, that Gonzalez error, that on the low throw that skipped past A.J. Reed, scoring 2 runs with 2 outs in that 4th inning. Cole also walking 3, hitting a batter. And he struck out 5. The 5 strikeouts matched the lowest total as an Astro in any start. After McHugh got ahead of Bauers, he walks him. Second walk Bauers is drawn today, and he's a leadoff base runner in the 7th. Here's Wilson Ramos. He hit the ball hard 3 times against Cole. Lined out to center, lined out to right, and singled to right. Fastball in, it's 1-0. Mentioned some of the guys earlier tonight that deserve all-star consideration. It's not really a role where Colin McHugh is going to pick up much consideration as an all-star, but he's put up numbers that could warrant it. And he has made that transition from a starter to a reliever as brilliantly as anybody could have hoped.
Yeah, considering it wasn't something that he wanted or chose, he's done very good out of that bullpen for the Houston Astros.
Not only proving to be effective, but resilient too. Back-to-back outings, no problem. Here's a ground ball towards 3rd. Bregman to Altuve for 1. And Ramos hits into a double play. As a league-leading 17th time, he is grounded into a double play.
All that all-star talk.
Yeah, thank you. More than you'd like to.
Come on.
That's what I said. Come on, enough. Come on.
I could barely speak when that video's going.
A lot of people are at home. Maybe
Take my breath away.
It's a Friday night. It's only 8:20 back at Houston. Maybe having a nice late snack. We don't need to see that video.
Yeah, they're going to start heading to the liquor cabinet.
Yep. I don't blame him. Breaking ball for a strike to Robertson. It's 0-1. Robertson 2 for 3, lined out to second his last time up. So Julie accepted 1 challenge going into the Rays tank.
There you go.
Chase Field pool.
Next.
It's out there. Just saying. 1-1 pitch outside for a ball. It's 2-1.
I think I took AJ out there for our interview.
Poolside.
We talked about the pool.
Pool
Around
deck.
the pool.
Yeah, pool. You were on the pool deck. That was close, I guess.
We're good. I can't follow that. I cannot top that.
No,
Yeah.
that
was bad TV. Raymond's in the house. Another one of Julia's friends.
Orbit's really good friends. He's always at Orbit's birthday party. I think Orbit's headed out here for Raymond's birthday party.
What do you
tight?
What do you get a mascot for his birthday?
I'm sure. I got Orbit some Milky Ways one time. Moon pie. He loves those.
laundry detergent. Maybe some body shampoo.
Who knew Orbit loves Milky Ways and moon pies? We go to the 8. It's a 3-2 Rays lead.
Lead 3-2. League leaders are presented by Houston Methodist. Fewest strikeouts in June. The Houston Astros doing a good job of turning that number around and getting it down to 157. A pretty good lead in that department. That is on the offensive side. That means they're putting the ball in play and scoring a lot of runs.
Chloe, Alexa, Michelle Sparks all in attendance tonight at Tropicana Field, coming up from the east coast of Florida and over a little bit. Tony Kemp leads things off. I think Alexa lives down there near Fort Lauderdale, Miami, and
yep.
Chloe's still going to college, aspiring to work in TV someday. She was in our TV production truck back at Minute Maid Park, and then Michelle, of course, is Sparky's wife. Steve Sparks with a beautiful family here in attendance today. It's 1-1 to Tony Kemp. It'll be Kemp, Jake Marisnick, top of the order, Alex Bregman. Astros down 1, facing a new pitcher, Chaz Rowe, taking over in the 8th.
Fastball slider from Chaz Rowe. He's not going to blow you away with the fastball. Relies a lot of on arm side run and location.
He's got a big time slider. Uses it a lot against righties. Facing a lefty here, though.
Orbit's watching the game, Todd.
Yeah?
Yep. Wants you to put a picture of you in the hot tub on a t-shirt for his birthday.
Nope. Little ground ball to Chaz Rowe. Underhand flip. Kemp is retired for the first out of the 8th.
Oh, yeah. Orbit has made a request. Therefore, we must make it happen.
I'll get him a Milky Way and a moon pie.
It's not what he's asking for.
Jake has walked and struck out, batting with 1 out and nobody on.
So quick to move on these days.
It's a 1-run game. It's a good game. 8th inning. Astros trying to maintain that road winning streak, 11 in a row. That's up and in, and backs Jake off the plate.
Jake hit a big home run yesterday. It'd be nice to have one right here if he could tie this thing up.
Strike called. It's 1-1. Rowe, the third pitcher of the game for Kevin Cash in the Rays. 5 innings for Wilmer Font, 2 innings for Castillo. Castillo giving up the home run to Alex Bregman. There's that wicked slider we talked about. It's 1-2. Throws that slider more than 50% of the time, and especially to right-hand hitters as Jake gets into one deep to right field. Malik Smith back at the wall, makes the catch about 2 strides in front of the wall. Jake gave it a good ride, but he's out number 2 in the 8th.
Seen some good swings from Jake.
2018 Astros Buddies memberships presented by BBVA Compass are available for kids 12 and under. Buddies receive 4 tickets to an Astros regular season game, a backpack, cap, socks, and exclusive benefits throughout the year for just $25 plus tax. Visit astros.com/buddies today to sign up. Here's Bregman. He's accounted for both runs with that home run. Up to 15 in the home run department and up to 51 in the RBI category. Alex has 7 of his 15 home runs in the last 14 games. He has been on a power surge lately. That one is inside and no swing. It's 1-1. Slider starts at Bregman and breaks over for a strike. It's 1-2.
Wilson Ramos set up outside. That one staying on the inside corner, but you can see Alex Bregman flinch just a little bit on the lower half.
Wouldn't chase there. It's 2-2. Bregman fouls one towards the left field group area and into the stands. It stays 2-2. Bo is a guy that Kevin Cash likes to match up on righties when he can. He's been effective against both this year. Towards short. Echeverria makes the play. A 1-2-3 8th inning for Chaz Rowe. We head to the bottom half of the 8th. Still 3-2 Tampa Bay.
take on the White Sox. 10,000 fans in attendance will receive a pair of Astros socks presented by Houston Methodist. For more information and tickets, visit astros.com/promotions.
We go to the bottom half of the 8th inning. Colin McHugh back for his 2nd inning of work. Garrett Cole for 6, and now McHugh in the 7th and 8th, although bullpen action up with Tony Sipp warming for the Astros in this 3-2 game. Joey Wendell, Danny Echeverria, Malik Smith due up for Tampa Bay. And Colin quickly ahead 0-2. There's Tony, who is now one of 2 left-handers in the Astros bullpen. Cionel Perez was called up today from AA. Cionel having a great year in the Texas League. And when he gets a chance in this series, possibly could make his big league debut.
It's a good young left arm. It was hard.
2-2 the count. Astros will have some roster moves coming up, with Yuli Gurriel scheduled to be back from paternity leave on Sunday. Joe Smith should be back shortly. And then Carlos Correa, if all goes well, should be available by the time the Astros get home for that last homestand before the All-Star break. Wendell hit by a pitch his first time up. Singleton scored a run in the 4th and also grounded out. Right now, the difference in the game, a 2-run error charged to Marwin Gonzalez in the 4th inning that moved the Tampa Bay lead from 1-0 to 3-0. Sergio Romo, who the Astros were able to walk off in a victory in that 6-3 homestand, is warming up. He is generally the guy that gets the 9th inning when Tampa Bay has the lead. Wendell spoiling some 2-strike pitches here from Colin McHugh. So with Perez activated today, called up from AA Corpus Christi, and with Carlos Correa going on the DL, the Astros back to an 8-man bullpen. There is a called 3rd strike. McHugh freezes Wendell on the outside corner, and that's strikeout number 2 for Colin. Julia, what do you have?
Well, CNL called up today, but has 9 people here. He told me he was excited, nervous, but shocked as well, not expecting the call up at all. He was in Arkansas, and Omar Lopez, the manager down in Corpus Christi, called everyone together after stretch and started off by saying, I'm really nervous right now because I'm about to tell a player for the first time that he's going to the majors, and then delivered the news to CNL. But I mentioned the 9 players for him. He moved to Tampa, so he makes Tampa his home. So his family is here. His dad actually lives in Miami, but he was able to drive over. So friends, family, all here anxiously awaiting the debut.
Sitting right next to Hector Rondon, who is going through the opposing players in the media guide. That's one way to scout the opposing team.
That's some in-depth scouting.
Let's see what this guy's about. But yeah, congratulations to CNL. Just 21 years old. Now big leaguer.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Alex Bregman makes the play for out number 2. You can watch the Astros in more ways than ever before by downloading the new AT&T Sportsnet app from iTunes or Google Play, or visit attsportsnet.com to stream on your computer. Log in with your cable account, and you're all set. Available for those with AT&T Sportsnet in their TV subscription. Blackouts and territorial restrictions apply. Not sure if I've seen a media guide in a bullpen before.
Me neither. Those things are effective if you're in the perfecting the art of trash talking. Get some in-depth knowledge in those media guides.
Rondon, a veteran, going for every angle. Meanwhile, CNL just locked in on every pitch.
He's taking in the moment.
1-1 to count to Malik Smith. We mentioned roster moves coming up here in the next few days, so it could be a very short stay for CNL, but nonetheless a chance to be a major leaguer for a few days. And Smith down to the count 1-2.
I would imagine AJ's got an idea of when or if he can get CNL into the game. It would be great to have the kid come up and have the opportunity to get into a game. But these tight ball games and a championship team may not dictate that he's going to bring in CNL. But if there was a pretty solid offensive outburst in the next 2-3 days, give us a chance to see the young man.
It would be a rare offensive outburst in this stadium in the last few seasons. HOU tries the curveball. It's 2-2. Now the count's full. Astros have Jose Altuve, Josh Reddick, and Evan Gattis due up in the 9th inning. HOU trying to keep this a one-run game. And he does. Strikes out Malik Smith. Good 2 innings of work for Colin McHugh. 3 strikeouts and a double play in the mix. You by Toyota. Let's go places. By Arctic, overbuilt, not overpriced. And by T-Mobile. Show your military appreciation and use the hashtag #HatsOffForHeroes. T-Mobile will donate $1 for each post. We go to the 9th. New pitcher for Tampa Bay is Sergio Romo.
Gave up the walk-off hit to Alex Bregman back in Minute Maid Park. He is the closing duties for the Tampa Bay Rays. Not overpowering, crafty. Along with some of those saves he has picked up, he's also got 5 starts under his belt. .250 batting average against his fastball slider.
3/4 of his pitches to right-handers are sliders, although Altuve sees a fastball to start. Knowing that, you would think Altuve's approach as the leadoff hitter against Romo, especially with a shift on, is take that slider and just send one towards the right side of the infield.
Yeah, but it feels like you've got to wait about 10 minutes for that slider to get to the plate.
Instead, he chops one towards the shift, and that's the second baseman, Willie Adames, who makes the play. And there's one away in the 9th.
Are you the ultimate Southwest fan? Arkansas, June is your chance to show your spirit. Use hashtag UltimateSWFan ARK on Twitter to show us, and you could win a VIP experience. So tweet now and win big.
Altuve needs extra innings to have a chance to keep that hitting streak alive. He had an 8-gamer before tonight, and he's 0 for 4. Here's Josh Reddick. Josh 0 for 3, a couple of groundouts and a flyout. Fouls one back. Josh had his 6-game hitting streak snap last night. He's looking for his first hit in this series. 0 for 7 as he fouls one away, and it's 0-2. New outfield alignment for Tampa Bay. Kevin Kiermaier stays in center, but new right fielder is Johnny Field, and that moves Malik Smith from right field to left field. Joey Wendell out of the game. Astros down 1. And Reddick into right field, and there is Johnny Field towards the corner, and he makes the play right in front of the 322 sign.
It's amazing how the baseball will find you. You've been sitting around for 7-8 innings, and all of a sudden you're called on to play some defense, and the first fly ball you get, it has you going into that corner. There's a little bit of uncomfortableness, but Field made the play.
I'll bring up Evan Gattis. Gattis is grounded out, struck out, and popped up, and does not chase that slider there. It's 1-0. Gattis does have a double and a walk in 4 career plate appearances against Sergio Romo. Astros have just 2 hits tonight. The 2-run home run by Alex Bregman, the only run scored in this game. Now a slider for a strike is 1-1. Romo knows, the Rays know Evan Gattis can hit the fastball. He may see a steady diet of sliders in this AB. There he gets a fastball, miss it. 1-2. 15,797 at Tropicana Field tonight, and many of them start to stand in this 9th inning 2-out situation. Gattis reaches out and lines one to left field to keep this game going. The Astros have the tying run on base as Evan Gattis with a 2-out 2-strike hit to left.
Good job by Evan getting around this slider and getting enough of it to get it into left field. There's still a pulse.
George Springer is going to pinch run for Evan Gattis. Sergio Romo is going to leave the game. They're going to call on the left-hander Jose Alvarado to turn Marwin Gonzalez around, and we'll be back with more after this. New pitcher Jose Alvarado.
Last time Alvarado was out there was against the Washington Nationals. Played a little bit of first base and pitched. Numbers on the season after 34 outings. He has a 3.03 ERA and 36 strikeouts in 32 2/3 innings pitched.
Marwin batting for right-handed for the first time tonight. Grounds one towards third, and on one pitch, this game will be over. Alvarado needs one pitch to pick up a save and preserve a 3-2 victory for Tampa Bay. The 4-game series is evened up a game apiece. The Astros managed just 3 hits tonight. As they drop this one, the final score 3-2. We'll have more, including the post-game show, right around the corner.